What up? What's up? Wagwan. What's good? What up with it? What it do? You're K-Paso, K-Tile, however you say it from wherever you're from. Thank you again for being here with us. I'm one half of the co-hosting team, Steve, and this beautiful lady over here is who?
I am Liz.
And this is Marriage for Grown Folks. All right, once again, we do not claim to be experts in much of anything, but we've been married for 19 years now. We've seen a few things. We've got some things right, got some things wrong. But in that time, we've picked up or amassed at least some good information to be able to help you guys out with.
Yes.
And we call it edutainment. So hopefully we'll be able to help you guys. Let's have some fun. I think we got a really good show for you guys. And we promise, what do they say in the church? I won't hold you too long.
Not too long.
Not too long. I won't be before you long. All right, let's have a little fun. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Yes.
It's been a good day.
It's been a full day.
Yeah, that's something. You could say that.
Mm-hmm.
You could say that. It's definitely a full day.
For you specifically.
Yeah.
You've done a lot today.
Yeah, but
it started pretty early. That's good. This is good. Right.
I'm going to knock off hard.
Right.
Knock off hard.
It's been a great summer.
Man, I ain't had a summer in a long time. You know that. I mean, I've had summers.
Yes, you have.
But I haven't had the freedom to be able to move in a way that, I've always been running camps locked in
with the business.
Yeah, that was a peak time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first summer that I got a chance to be off peak and see what it's like, what the streets look like from the hours of 8 to 4, right? On my own accord, having autonomy of my time, doing a little traveling, doing a little healing, having some fun, eating some good food, learning some things, salsa, swimming,
We did take a salsa class.
Absolutely.
Yes, we did.
And
I'm
one,
like, what is he talking about?
And two,
we did.
And 1 and 2 and...
And you always start with your...
left.
And right.
Izquierda. Yep.
Yes. Right.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Nice. What would you say is the highlight of summer for you?
Even though it was early, I'm still leaning towards Solvang.
Really?
Yeah, it just was so nice and remote, and it was just us, and it was so needed. It was so needed. I know it was a while back.
It did come at a pertinent time. Yes,
it was a very important time for me. What about you?
My favorite time. It's not one small moment. It's been our rides, the bike rides.
Yeah, I take that back. Okay,
that's probably the best time. I wish our girl could come with us, and so we're gonna squeeze in a couple days because summer is not quite over. I'm fighting it.
Yeah, once the kids are in school, to me, I'm like, the summer is gone.
Right.
Gone.
I'm talking the actual season.
Yeah.
Since that's how my timelines go now.
Yeah.
Because this time of year used to be a really challenging time for me because I would have to start back up. As an educator, you ramp up, so it slows down for a month, 4 weeks, and then you move into August and you just wait for those 10 days to get, a little bit of time off, and then you're turning around and it's time to start the school year, and it's Christmas sooner than, so just I appreciate in these last 4 years that I have been able to really indulge in September.
Yeah.
In a way that feels different. So, yeah.
Good for you.
So I love our bike rides.
I'm echoing that. Like I said, I take that back. I said Solvang. Solvang was nice.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was great, too, because we did that spontaneous, casino trip and whatever.
Wow.
Remember?
We was wilding out.
That was crazy. And then,
I would never step out that unfly. I didn't even care.
So what happened?
But I had the fives on, the blue, black, the blue and white fives.
It was finals
dirty
time.
And dusty.
Yep, it was finals time. We were hungry. We were staying on a ranch, so it wasn't like there was a whole lot of places that we could go to eat. And we're like, let's just run out real quick and grab something because we had a late lunch, but now it was like 9 o'clock and it was like, okay, but we're hungry.
Right.
And everything felt like it was closing at that, I don't know, like 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Everything felt like it just closed so early. So we're kind of driving in circles. I'm like looking at a building going, does this look like it'll be good?
We're like, nah, buddy.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then we made a left and there was this big old building that we were kind of like trying to turn around. And like, well, what is this? And
Chumash.
it was a casino.
Chumash. Let's go.
Yes.
And I had on what?
You pulled out some sneakers that you had
Because
from the trunk.
I had on slides.
You did.
Yep. I had on my Birks. I had my Birks on.
Of course. And
So
socks.
I in the trunk happened to have my fives, the black, white, and blue. And they are
Those
done.
aren't even the good ones. Those
They're
are like,
done.
yeah, they're
I said,
old.
yo, this is what we doing. Remember, I cleaned it. I took out took the water bottle, took the bottle of water, got the napkins out of the glove compartment, and dusted them suckers off. And I'm like, this is what we doing.
You look good, baby.
No, I
You
did
look
not.
good.
I appreciate you. I looked crazy.
I don't even remember what I had on. It didn't matter.
You look better than me. But then you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
This chick, man.
Blood running down my leg.
Claire Klutz over here.
Oh man.
Klutzy Claire.
Yeah, it was kind of bad, but it was fun. It was a fun trip. We ended up being there way later than we had anticipated. Spent time gambling. Yep.
Yep. Got
Good
some
times.
food. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It was good.
Good stuff. Open us up. What you
Okay.
got?
All right.
Pause.
Let's do temp check. Okay. This is temp check, but it's fill in the blank.
Okay.
Okay. So give me just a second.
Sure.
I'm pulling them up. Where are we? Okay. I'm gonna read the sentence, and I'm gonna say blank, and you're going to fill in the blank.
Copy.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Blank always reminds me of you.
Blank always reminds me of you. Driving through downtown Hartford. I don't know why, but downtown specifically always reminds me of you.
Of me?
Of you.
Huh.
Interesting.
That
Don't know why. I
is.
don't know why. Just that part of the city. It's weird. Probably because that was my median from crossing over from one part of the city to the other. I don't know.
Okay. So it's when I hear you sing the Carl Thomas song.
We got to pay for it, so I can't sing it. Got to pay for it. It's YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that song, you know the song.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all message me and I'll give you the title. It always reminds me of you. So if I hear it, so I'm thinking of it specifically because I brought our girl to school the other day, and there was somebody in front of me, and they were blasting that.
She gives me love like the warm sunshine hanging over my shoulder.
Right.
And she makes me smile every time I'm looking. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's my baby. That's our song. But
Not
an unofficial.
really, but
it's unofficial. But it reminds. I always think of if I hear it, even if I hear anything off that project, it just kind of reminds me like, no, that's ours from way back. Anyway, okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Blank is your most annoying habit.
You never knowing what the weather is in Los Angeles, California, in Southern California, is your most annoying habit to me. How could you not know what it is outside? You still dress as if you're going to walk into a snowstorm.
People blast their ACs. That is why I have a leather jacket on right now. And
We don't live in Miami, but we live in SoCal.
Okay, fine.
So it's always above 50.
That doesn't make it not cold.
Okay.
Okay. So blank is your most annoying habit. Not sweeping up your hair completely after a haircut is your most annoying habit.
That's it? That's all you got?
That drives me crazy.
Okay.
They be like little piles in our bathroom.
Oh,
So
like
you
that means
started it.
I'm in a rush. That's what that means. That means I gotta go. Like I got what I it's, for me. It's like the sink or the floor. The sink it is.
I know you love me because you.
I know you love me because you haven't left.
What?
I ain't easy to deal with, champ.
I know you love me because you know that if I FaceTime you when I pull up to the house, that means there is some foreign animal. You don't even answer.
I
You
know
just
what it
come
is.
right outside, and I know you love me. That lets me know every time.
And I do.
You do.
Come outside and love you.
Well, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I know what it is.
When you blank, it always makes me smile.
When you blank, it always makes me smile. When you try to manipulate me with your
Wait a second.
with your little feminine little I need this. When you do that, it is what it is.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Knock it off.
No.
When you're trying to get me to do something that you know I don't want to, and you use you'll get real close to me, you'll say little sweet things because you needed to get done. Yep. Oh, you did know what I was talking about.
No, I didn't.
Interesting.
Now I know what you're talking about.
If you're listening on
I
Apple Music, her face just changed because she knew exactly what she did. How about that?
I don't know. Listen.
What else you got?
I was trying to answer the question. When you blank, it always makes me smile. So when
McFly, hello.
I know I'm just
If people are listening, that's a long.
I know that was a
gap.
long pause.
Get it
Sorry,
together.
y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna say when you sing again.
When I sing, That's right, buddy. Let's go. Sound like Carl Thomas and John P. Key in the shower.
Yep. Okay. All right. I'm not even gonna fight you.
I
on
sung
that
the whole
one.
the whole Joe project the other night.
Yes, you did.
Oh no! Oh, I can't do it. We don't have the rights to it.
Yeah.
We don't have the rights to it.
You're right. Okay.
Not yet.
I didn't use the words. I just
Right.
did the little hum. Okay. You look your best when you wear.
You look your best when you wear a simple black dress. A black dress. When you wear a simple black dress, all bets are off. It's very simple, very chic, but very seductive and sexy at the same time. What you got?
I was going to say if you wear a primary color. So think of elementary colors. So if you have on red or emerald green or a nice bright yellow, I don't know what it does with your complexion, but my goodness,
Yeah,
I love it.
that makes sense. I've had a red, yeah, that makes sense. Your response is different
It's what?
your response, I can tell by your responses. Yeah. Okay.
You
I
can
say
tell
black,
what?
she said primary colors. How about that?
Oh, well,
The irony.
Yeah.
You have on black today. It's not the black dress, but you have on black today.
I know.
Yeah. What else you got?
Oh, that was it.
That was it?
That was the last
I
one.
like that. You always come through. Good
Thanks.
job. Good job. Are you reading anything right now, man?
You know I am.
Of course you're reading something right now. What you got?
Okay. So
Put us on, champ.
I'm
I'm not reading nothing right now, y'all. I'm taking a break until I find my next read. And my wife will tell you I don't choose willy-nilly.
and I do.
Yeah.
I just Let's try this one. Eeny, meeny.
Audio versus.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm listening to audiobooks. Okay. This one hits close to home.
Okay.
All right. For a few reasons.
Okay.
All right. The author's name is Wally Lamb.
Wally Lamb.
Wally Lamb. Okay.
I've seen that.
Yes. I have read every one of his books.
Got it. So you're one of his biggest followers.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Hope Wally gets wind of this.
I hope he does too.
Right.
So he is from the Connecticut area, New London-ish.
He's from Connecticut.
From Connecticut.
You said Connecticut area.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was
He's
going to
from
say
Connecticut.
Hartford. I was going to say Hartford because he often will reference like Hartford Current or like different pieces of Hartford.
But he's from CT.
But he is in it's Two Rivers, but he always references it as Three Rivers in his books. Or is it the other way around?
I think it's Three Rivers.
It's Three Rivers,
Yeah.
and he references it as
Two
Two
Rivers.
Rivers.
Got
It's
it.
something like that.
Because we played a community college that was called Three Rivers Community College.
Three Rivers?
I believe it. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that it was Three Rivers Community College.
Okay. So he's a famous author, but he's based in Connecticut,
Yep.
not where we're from. But so that's one piece, right? So there's that layer. And then we have he's just like I said, there's always some sort of reference to Native American
Shoot, there's
tribes.
no way around it.
There is reference to the
around it.
current. There's always just some sort of like reference with that
84,
backdrop.
91,
Yes, there was just
current.
and so for me, it's always been really easy to like read his books because I can make some form of a connection, just from the backdrop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This particular book that I read is called The River is Waiting. This is his newest novel.
Okay.
Okay. This book was so good.
Okay.
It was amazing. So here's why. A lot of pieces, like I said, it resonated just because of like location and things like that, right? But he's talking about addiction in this book. He's talking about the oopsies that parents make sometimes, you know, where you have a small mistake that can create a huge like tragedy. And so oftentimes, or I won't say oftentimes, but I will say as parents, right, we're going through the motions. Sometimes things are busy and you think like, ooh, I really dodged a bullet, right? And so for him in this particular book, he's talking about one, addiction.
Yep.
And how it kind of haphazardly can happen, but also talking about how you can slip up as a parent and there's this tragedy that happens, or you bypass said tragedy, or you know things that can happen. And for me, I know there have been moments where I messed up and I like this could have gone really badly and it didn't, right? And so he plays off of some of those ideas in this story. This is oftentimes the character, he switches off. So sometimes characters are men and they're his voice, and sometimes they're women and he takes on a persona of a woman and really can like play those things out.
Yeah.
And so in this particular book, it's the main character is a man. There are different perspectives and something happens where the man has to come to terms with a decision that he's made.
Okay.
And he has to come to the reality of an addiction, and he has to now like live out the consequences of the mistake that he's made. Yes. And so there's so much that is happening in this book that I think anyone can relate to. On top of it, it happens in 2017 to about 2020. And so he's talking about COVID as well. And just the impact of COVID and all of those things. And so anyway, great book. So good that I read it twice or listened to it twice because I was like, I probably won't read this again. And I want to know
the nuance.
I want to know what I missed. I want to like really delve into this. And so anyway, River is Waiting.
Say it again.
River is Waiting.
By who?
Wally Lamb.
And where's he from?
He is from Connecticut. He is from Connecticut, and so it's based in Connecticut. That's neither here nor there, but it just is something that connected for me. He's got some really, really great other books. She's Come Undone. That was one of the first reads that I did. I actually read that with a group of students in 9th grade. That's a coming of age story. Won't get into that. I Know This Much Is True. It's an 800-page book.
Sheesh.
About twins.
If you said 9th grade, I'm thinking about the Cromwell. Yeah, you didn't do it.
It was West Hartford.
Okay, got
No,
it.
it was in West Hartford. And then The Hour I First Believe, which is actually based around the Columbine disaster. But he takes on time frames. He plays with time.
I can tell. Yeah.
He plays with time. He again shifts perspectives, so it'll give you a different look at something where you
Not
go,
quite a sociologist like Malcolm Gladwell, but he
no, this is all fiction, but he just does a really good job of creating characters and like playing it all the way out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love him as an author, if you can't already tell. Was not disappointed with The River is Waiting. Also, the other books that I named, great. Wally Lamb. There
it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry, I geeked out a little bit.
Look, people love books.
Yes.
Yeah, the book segment. Copy that.
Yes.
What you listening to right now, man? Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Sometimes it ain't nothing. You just digging in the crates.
Yeah.
Digging in the crates.
I have nothing for you.
Yeah, you're digging in the crates.
How about you?
What am I coming across right now? We talked about Elmine last time. I think I'm just really in my R&B bag lately. You know what I mean? Really in my R&B bag. Some 90s, some early 2000s. That's what I'm on. The early 2000s. Did I talk about this last time we were here?
No.
I might have talked about it. You sure?
Well, maybe. Tell me.
I think the early 2000s doesn't get the respect or the
yes, you did talk about that.
So that's where I'm at. I'm still in my early 2000s bags.
Got it.
And once again, the 90s was the 90s, but for about 4 or 5 years there was a smell,
just
like
a runoff,
a runoff, if you will. You know what I mean, of the 90s that spilled into a lot of those good records. Lil Mo, the different man, I can't do it right now, but there's a lot of projects. Okay, to me it still was going. Lil Mo was on the scene. Not everybody loves Ashanti, but she was doing her thing.
She was.
I think Jaheim was still going. Dave Hollister might have had one later. Was that later? 8701. No, sorry, that wasn't 87. 86 the movie. No, 87 the movie. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure
like
what year.
2000.
Yeah.
I want to say that was like 2000.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, they had just broke Justin Timberlake, and he had kind of crossed over to the darker complected side, dealing with Timberland.
That was in those early, like 2000
It has
or
to be because I was in
2005?
England. Justin Timberlake's first joint. I was in England. That's 2003. So what I'm saying is that the 2000s, I'm definitely missing a lot of A. Marie. Beyonce had just broken away. Remember that? And I say Beyonce right after because they were talking about how. Anyway, but A. Marie's first project is not classic, but it was tough.
It was.
It was tough.
It was a good project.
It's tough. I can't speak to what she's doing now, but it was tough.
But
yeah, there was
that.
Usher's new run. As he got a little older. Neo, The Dream. It was the early 2000s was legit. You know what I mean? It was the runoff of the 90s, but we definitely don't give that the proper acknowledgement. We don't shine a light. If you ask me, there are some good projects from that time, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think I'm still listening to a lot of those projects.
Yeah, I'll send you some lists, some playlists.
Perfect.
I'll be on my
Thank you.
on my playlist. DJ Steve. Clue. Yeah. So let's get into our. Did I forget something?
Knock it off.
Sorry. See, isn't that crazy how my face has changed and I become that crotchety old man? Get off my lawn. Yo, look. Last time I talked about kids, bringing your kids into the movie theater. You know a 3-year-old cannot handle that, so knock it off. Well, what happens when these knucklehead 3-year-olds get a little older and these parents don't care as much? They become teenagers that are just out there, they're in the malls, in the movie theaters, in the restaurants, and they are being who they are. Obnoxious, loud, all the different things, right? Knock it off, parents. If you know, I'm not blaming every parent, right? Because some kids do show off and show they behind, as we used to say, when they're away from their families and away from home. So they are different people. But for the most part, when a kid's a knucklehead and a problem, the parents know it, right?
Yes.
And as I get older and they start having more freedoms, they unleash them into society. And people like us are just out there doing what they do, just trying to have a good old night, doing a date night or picking up some clothes or whatever we're doing. And we run into these knucklehead kids and you see security sprinting different places. And I've seen it from I've seen it in Fox Hills. I've seen it at the Beverly Center. I've seen it all over LA. And you just know that these parents is just doing their own thing somewhere while these kids are just raising hell.
Especially
right?
in the summer.
Especially in the summer. Knock it off, parents. You know what it is. You know what it is. Come get your kids. Keep your kids home. Monitor them. Knock it off. Be better. Do better. Your kids are causing problems for real. And then they got to start enforcing things. And now, yeah. And I'm like, well, why I got to pay the price? Because these kids is knuckleheads. The truth is, it's their parents. It's the parents. So knock it off with that, right? With your little knucklehead problem child. Y'all knew he was a problem in school. You can't wait. And that's the thing. That's what you were an educator. You know this. Problems in school, the parents know. And for them, he's gone. I don't got to worry about him till 3, 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Feed them a little bit. Put them in the bed, and tomorrow they get to go off and be somebody else's problem, right? Right? Then in the summertime, they sign them up for camps.
Yes.
You know for a fact that I ran a company, and a big priority for us was our summer camps. Am I not right?
Yeah, you're right.
Who do you think I get most of the time? There's good kids out there. All kids aren't bad. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't say that. But knucklehead kids, those parents show up early. Knock it off. They show up early. You know, we used to have to walk away from the camp, from the registration site. We used to have to walk away because they'll try to drop their kids off early and get in their car and fly. Yep. Because you know your kid's a problem. Knock it off.
I'm thinking of some names.
Right. So what we had to do was we had to start walking away and telling people, hey, we're not liable for your child until 9 o'clock.
We don't do early.
We don't do 8:35, 8:45. As a matter of fact, we only have a price for you. We can't even offer you an additional price because they pay it. They pay it because they know their kid is a problem. They know their kid is a problem. Y'all need to knock it off, parents. If your kid's a problem, bro, stop throwing them on everybody else. You know what I mean? Letting them loose in society. Look, I get it. It is what it is. You're doing the best you can. I get it. You know what I mean? Especially in the summertime. You know your kid's a problem.
Right.
But y'all need to knock it off and take some liability. You know what I mean? Take some responsibility and be accountable for what's happening in these streets, right? Am I tripping?
No.
Or am I tripping?
No.
Knock it off. You got something to add?
No.
No. It's always the parents. I'm telling you. They'll do extra care. They'll drop off early. They don't answer their phone during the day. You calling. They driving everybody crazy in school, in camp, in the world. They won't answer. Am I lying? You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Knock it off, man. You killing me out here.
I always say that you know what type of kids they were. So thinking about when we're in traffic and things like that, right? The ones that cut, the ones that swerve through traffic. I know what kind of student these people were. And so it transcends into just way past summer camp, further into life. You start to see who people are, and it's the ones that are the line steppers,
not even habitual.
No.
Regular.
Normal. It's just normal. It's just stuff
routine
that they do.
Routine line steppers.
I watched this guy today, actually. He swerved traffic, and it was so ridiculous because he wasn't really getting very far. But he kept cutting people off, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I know what kind of kid
I know
you
what kind
are.
of kid you were. We used to call your parents and they wouldn't answer the phone, straight to voicemail. Drop them off at camp early.
You were the kid that, not you. They were the kid that never, like, just couldn't get along with the others. And you're like, well, if you just...
And then when you get a hold of the parents, you finally get a hold of the parents, it's everyone else's fault.
Yes.
Everyone else
No
is the problem.
accountability.
No accountability.
No accountability.
And
So
then
anyway,
and I'm also a coach. You know who gets those kids too?
you.
That be me. And those kids never get held responsible for anything.
Team sports.
In team sports, your job as a coach is to instill teamwork, discipline, showing up on time, loving others greater than, loving the greater.
We're totally like generalizing these children and labeling. Right. It is all bad, and of course there are outliers and all of that. But
come get your kids. Y'all know what it is. and let me reiterate. What I'm saying is, it's not the kids, it's the parents that need to knock it off. Y'all know what y'all children are. Y'all know it. Y'all know y'all kids' problems, but y'all just let them go because y'all can't handle them.
Don't you love the moms that don't have somewhere to be, but the kids are there 8:45? No. Camp starts at 9.
Right, camp starts at 9.
You just hang tight.
You hang tight.
Another
and the car's still running. Matter of fact, I used to jokingly say you can see the car pull up real slow, door open, and they never really hit the brake. The kid just jumps out.
Ready.
Right, they don't want to sign
he's been
in.
Up since 5.
Right, driving them crazy. Now it's your turn, Mr. Whatever.
We paid our money.
We paid our money. No, you paid your money from 9 o'clock, champ. Not 8:37. Not even 8:42. Matter of fact, at 8:45, you might not even see us. I used to tell my coaches, walk away.
Just look the other
walk away. And finally, we started leaving signage that said, hey, look, if you leave your
Camp
kids
starts at
here.
9.
And that even scares me, too. Just the idea that you would just leave your child unattended like that.
But, okay. Because
you
we
see
talking about some families
200 feet away, not paying you no attention. We're talking about the problem parents with the problem children.
Correct.
If you see coaches 200-300 feet away doing something and they're nowhere near where your child is, and you get in your car and drive off,
I wouldn't do it.
You're the problem. Knock it off.
Okay, so I wouldn't do that, but I can't, like, I'm not even mad at a parent for being like, okay, well, you see them? Okay, head on over. That's coach right there.
Ask me what I've done.
What you do?
Turn around, son. Good to see you. Go catch your mom. Tell mom, or, me, pardon me, ma'am, miss, whatever. Hey, I'm so sorry. We can't even take your, legally we can't even.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sir, I've got to be to work at, no. No. You can't hit me with the, you got to be at work. You can't do that. If school started at 9 o'clock or whatever it was, or whatever time it was, you wouldn't just drop him in front of the school and bail. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. Your child's a problem. You're the problem. Knock it off.
Some people will do that, though.
That's a problem.
I mean,
that's a problem. That's an issue. That's a concern. And that's I'm sorry. We gotta move on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Fair. Knock it off.
Sorry, I got all hot and bothered, man. Can you tell that I've been through it before?
Yes,
so sick of it, man.
And it's second week or third week.
Yeah.
Like this is the third time that you've tried this, man.
Look here, lady. And be the last ones to show up too.
Always.
See, people don't care about that kind of stuff. When you late to pick up your child, sometimes that person watching your child or taking care of your child is hourly.
Right.
So whoever's paying that person got to pay the extra hour because you ain't there on time.
Right.
But if you charge another $50, then what's the problem? You're the problem. Knock it off. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Woo!
Need a minute?
Nope.
Take a sip. Think about it.
Okay. Let's have some fun.
All right.
Okay. So talking about kids the last couple of weeks and parents. Remember when you were a child? Let me preface this. Remember when we were kids? Mm-hmm. What did we want to be more than anything when we were children?
grown.
Grown.
Right? Is that the
We
answer?
wanted to be adults.
Yes.
You are 100% correct.
Okay.
We wanted to be grown, as black folks say. You want to be grown? I'll treat you like you grown. We wanted to be grown. Mama used to say, right?
Yes.
Well, we got grown, didn't we?
We did.
And being grown requires this thing that my wife and I, you've heard it, but I swear we coined it. It's called adulting. Right?
Yes.
And when you're adulting, you got to be responsible for more than just you. You got to be responsible for a lot of things. And although you can go and come as you please, finally, because that's what you really want. You don't really want to be grown. You just want to be allowed to go and come as you please.
Correct.
With no recourse. That's what you really want. Because it's all about socializing.
That's that's what our daughter wants.
That's all they care about.
All she cares about.
They don't care about taxes. They don't care about paying for education. They don't care about insurance on car and life or anything, because everything requires insurance. And they darn sure don't care about the cost of housing. You know what I mean? They don't care.
They don't even
They
care
don't care.
about
Right.
the closet door
Right.
hanging. They don't care. It's brand new.
Yeah. They don't care.
Come on. Sorry.
Nobody cares. And we were the same way.
All right.
Right? And
Wrong
then
episode, huh?
And then, right. And then we became adults. And pardon me for saying this, but just the other day, I was talking to you about this, and I was like, oh, man. And it wasn't the other day. It was when I had my car accident.
Oh,
When
about a month ago.
the person hit me about 2 months now. It's been almost 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 months. So I was in a car accident. I'm healthy. You know what I mean?
All is well.
I'm good. All is well. But they tore my car up on the right side. It was
paid off one, y'all.
Right. So they hit some. So it was a collision behind me. Then the collision continued as the person continued and tore me up. Bow. And then he drove up on the sidewalk and finally came to a stop. Yeah, took a sign off and then finally stopped right before a tree. That could have got ugly.
It could have.
Right? Kind of got ugly. So he needed to be grateful for being here. But long story short, you know how this goes. You got to get out and you got to give your insurance and give your information and exchange information. But there's 3 parties involved, right? In my situation.
Right.
Once again, I'm good. Everybody made it out alive. Thank God. Right? But then the mayhem starts. You know what I mean? And you got to call this person and then wait for them to call you back, and they ask you 1,000 questions. And after they gather information, then you hear nothing. Whenever someone owes you money, it's crickets. Because you got to get your car fixed and blah, blah, blah. But then no one wants to call you. Any other time, you can't get people to stop calling you. But when it's time to pay out, hello, please hold. The next available agent is available in 3 days. You know what I mean? Am I lying? Am I flying?
No, you're not.
And that's just one of them. So what we want to do here is we want to shine a light on what adulting really is. And to us, just to paint a picture and use some hyperbole, it all feels like a big scam. So the title of this episode is Scammy Davis Jr. Right? Everything feels like a scam. And let me be direct. Let me lay it down. A scam, by definition, is when someone is providing a service or a service or a product that doesn't show up, it was never available, right? Right? Something like that. That's what a scam is. They take your money,
so
service not provided, product not
you pay in,
right?
And then you get obstacle after obstacle,
right? And the older we get, the more we're recognizing that's all this is.
Obstacles,
challenges, while people are collecting your money.
Yep.
Legally.
Correct.
All right? Yeah. So we're going to, introduce a few things here, and it's all one big racket. You know what I mean? We're going to introduce a lot of ideas and concepts and situations, and you'll find out, I'm telling you, I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy guy, just the happy. But I'm telling you, it's all nonsense. All right? Drop a comment, subscribe, but I'm telling you, let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it.
Because we all want to be grown, right?
Yes.
First things first.
Yes.
You want to take this one, ma'am? Because boy, do we know about this.
What?
Taxes.
Ugh. No,
taxes.
You got it.
Taxes. We both started working when we were 13, 14 years old, right? Now, summer funds, they don't really bother you that much. But then we started getting we went to high school and we started getting real jobs. I'm at Burger King. You're at what, TJ Maxx? Mm-hmm. TJ Maxx, that's our first gigs. We worked, guys. We studied, we worked, we played ball, we did the whole shebang. All right. But I remember my first pay stub from Burger King. After working a whopping 15 hours, I put some work in, right? And I think I was making...
That's 2 weeks, right?
That's 2 weeks worth of money. What, $5 an hour maybe?
Not even.
Not even? Mm-mm. But I was happy to get my money.
Right.
So that pay stub comes in, and on the bottom of it, it said state, and it said something else. It said FICA. And, we make fun, but I happily showed my father, and I said, yo, who's FICA? He said, welcome, son. Mm-hmm. And I said, what's so
You've
funny?
been inducted.
Somebody stole my money, and it's right there. They even told me they stole it. He said, no, son, that's called paying taxes. I said, I don't get a chance to say I want to or not? He said, no. He said, what's really going to make your noodle when you get older is you find out that you don't even get a chance to say you don't want to pay them. And then they tell you have to file and pay for somebody to file it for you. He said, oh, I had no idea what he was talking about. Now I do. Now I do.
Yeah.
I totally, Miss Elizabeth.
Yes.
I totally understand. I'm for the team, the tribe, the community. We got roads, schools, things that need to be built, and we should all contribute in some capacity.
Yes.
We want to be policed properly, so they got to get paid. We want somebody, when we call 911 and the paramedics show up, somebody got to pay these people. I understand that. I'm down for the cause.
Right.
But make me understand why that much of my check got to leave me after I put the work in.
So are you talking about...
It feels like a big scam, because all I'm saying is I get how that stuff works. I'm just, I don't know what the number is in the country, how many people are here, how many millions of people are here.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
And of course, I'm no fool. I know that certain people pay more taxes than others in this country. Equity is an issue. I know that. But it just feels kind of funky that the more, and then even crazier is the more money you make, the more they take. Supposedly.
So that's...
Supposedly.
Well, it's all depending on where you land in
respect to the amount of money you make.
Whatever the scale is, right?
Even though we know that's nonsense as well, but okay.
And doesn't it change from time to time depending on who's in office or whatever? Anyway.
Preach the word, sister.
Okay. So, because I always...
And from state to state as well.
And from state to state, yes. So, yes, when we think about taxes, the way I feel about taxes now, I thought I would feel differently because we're in a different bracket, but I feel the same.
Right.
I feel the same. So when we were broke-ish, it felt like, they're going to probably charge us, I don't know. We're probably not going to get a refund.
Right. Remember that refund days? I don't even know how to spell refund anymore. Those days are gone.
We don't get refunds. We don't get refunds.
Bring out the checkbook. How much do we owe?
So now we make money. So now we make different money. So we always owe. We always owe.
Remember that? Remember somebody had that song, I owe, so off to work I go.
Mm-hmm. During tax season.
Yep.
So that's why taxes for me feels like a whole nother ball game. If you're in the self-employed game, then you know that then there's a whole other level, and hopefully you're paying out and paying an estimated amount so that you're not getting hit like crazy. But taxes, yes, it feels like a scam. I get it. You've got to pay on the money that you make because apparently, whatever, fine. I get that part. But where are they coming up with these numbers?
I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, yo, yeah, really?
And how'd you come up with that? Because so I'm gonna sound really ignorant, so I don't want to go there. But yes,
we're not accountants. It's
been a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah, it's just
for
a bad
long
taste
time.
Because you really bust your butt to make some money. You do what you got to do, right? That's the whole goal, right?
Yes.
To be responsible, to work really hard,
right?
To whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a financier, whatever it is. But then the money you make, they taking all of that, and then you take a left at home and you bust your tire on a pothole. I thought That's what.
And you still have to
Right.
pay that bill.
Right.
You still have to pay that bill.
Right.
I mean, right.
Look, we can't get that in depth. Once again, we're not
No.
experts.
I
We
was
just people who mad and feel like it feels like taxes are being taken in excess.
yes.
And we know specifically when you're middle class, we're the ones paying for everything.
Right.
And I think we've kind of surpassed middle class. If you want to be funky.
Okay, so I'm thinking about so in context to taxes, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about when we first, because we bought a home when we were in Connecticut, right? But we had gotten a condo, townhome, like that situation, right? So you've got HOAs.
Ha!
Remember that
Talk about
whole
it,
thing?
sister.
So that whole thing happened. We did that, and we had to pay a specific bill aside from our mortgage to make sure that our home was maintained. Lawn and snowplow and
Fair.
what? Okay, we
Fair.
were fine. We were fine with that, and then,
We had a flood.
well, what happened was it rained.
Right. It rained. Go ahead.
It rained,
Go
and
ahead.
so it rained, and the apartment, the building was a flat surface, so it didn't have the steeple or the slope that would usually like make sure that water doesn't like land flat
Right.
and create
Runoff. You want to? Yeah.
right. So what ended up happening was the water just sat on top
For days.
but it began to leak because the roof was faulty. And so what did we find out?
Did we do that roof that way? Were we responsible for?
We didn't hire the roofing team.
Okay, just wanted to.
We didn't hire these people. We didn't choose them. We didn't appoint them. We didn't do any of that, right? But we then, as a collective, had to pay the debt for a new roof.
Which means HOA went up or down, ma'am.
Oh, it was astronomical.
It was almost identical to what we were paying for the mortgage.
It was more than our mortgage. So imagine a $1,100 mortgage and a $300 HOA fee. That HOA fee then went to almost $2,000.
upside down.
Can you
Upside
imagine
down,
that?
you
And
turn me.
so when you say that, that's what I'm thinking of. When you're talking about taxes, like you have to pay.
Even though the
to
HOA, you know,
this,
HOA is
it's
not
different.
taxes, but it's the
not
way it
same.
feels. I
It's
get
the
you.
same. Yes, it's the same type of feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
you feel like people have their hand in your pocket and taking something you earned.
right,
Even though we recognize that we are on board with participating.
right. We
We-
signed on
well-
for an HOA because we recognize, like, okay, this is something that we're paying into. This is our investment. Yes, we don't mind. I mean, we didn't love paying the
Right.
HOA fee, but we were okay with it. And then you hit us with the 1,800 bill a month from 300 for a faulty roof
Yep.
that we didn't have any say in.
We had nothing to do with it.
And that $300 that you're getting from all of us, all
Right.
dependent on the sides, on the size
We were
of
in
the
a condo
unit, right?
community.
Right, it was a community
Complex, yep.
So there are a number of us. You mean you don't have enough in the reserves to cover the? Come on, Fred.
The house always wins. I'm learning that.
Exactly.
The house always wins.
Right.
In gambling, but this is supposed to be playing it straight up, right? Nah, they win every way possible. So,
Yes.
you know, forgive me. I know what taxes are. I understand what the purpose is, and I'm down for the cause. But boy, I ain't the only one that feels like, man, get your hand out my pocket, bro.
Right.
Get your hand out my pocket. All right. Now, number two.
Okay.
All right. As we become older, once again, hitting the reset button. You want to be grown, you want to get older, but as you become an adult, you're just like, yo, why am I always? I'm not trying to complain all the time, but hey, bro, why everything feel like a scam? Why does everything feel like I gotta put in and not get what I'm supposed to get back? Right? Now, please, we're gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I'm sitting across from a 17-year educator.
Oh, we're talking
and
about
she
that.
was
Okay.
phenomenal.
Thank
All
you.
right, an incredible educator. I still have things in my repertoire when I teach and when I coach that I've stolen from her. Right, but I've got a 2-year degree. All right, I have a hotel and hospitality management degree from Johnson & Wales. Jay Woo, right? My beautiful wife, after going to school for 4 years, by the way, That's off.
Neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. I had to do what I had to do. I was hooping. All right, blah, blah, blah.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. I do have a degree, even though I don't use it. But my beautiful wife, on the other hand, she's got a bachelor's, she's got a master's, and she also has a ton of credentials and certifications, right? Mm-hmm. We know something about college and university. Mm-hmm. We are not anti-education. I will say it again. We're not anti-education. But we look at school crazy. Universities and schools, we looking at y'all crazy. I get it. If my heart is cut open, God forbid, and they are working on my heart, trying to save my life and get me back to normal so I can get out and ride my bikes with my wife and play a little basketball and go swimming and do all of those cool things, I want someone who's educated, who's been to university, right? And if that means that they've got to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get said, education, because they'll get that back. Mm-hmm. Doctors get that back. You know what I mean? They'll get it back.
Right.
Surgeons, they get that money back.
Right.
Right? But they got to pay the price. Right? If you're an engineer, I don't want to be in my house one day and then all of a sudden, like we talked about earlier, the roof collapsed because it's a faulty roof, or the walls are incorrectly built or slacking, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You should be properly educated. Or, God forbid, you're fighting for something legally that's yours that someone wants to take from you. And you hire a lawyer who's charging you to do a job. Mm-hmm. I believe they should be educated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I believe that they actually lawyers with AI now, you might not even need, university education. But for some of these other...
That's not true. But okay.
Look,
I understand what you're saying.
I'm not minimizing law and people who learn the law.
You're not minimizing education
at all. But what I'm saying is with lawyers, generally speaking, you learn the law. And all you're doing is regurgitating what a precedent was. If a precedent is written somewhere and AI can find it, somebody in 10 years will be able to walk into a courtroom and say, this is the precedent. Why pay them? This is the precedent.
I get that.
So
I get
that's
that.
all I'm saying.
I get that. Yeah. Okay, so I think the point that you're trying to get at is, do you want to proceed or you want me? Okay, so because I think we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Like I want our children to go to college, I want
our kids to be educated.
I want them to be educated, but I want them to go to college if they know what they want to go to school for, and they know that they need to go to school to do it.
Right. And things I don't believe we need to. Right.
Respectfully, right? And I'm taking shots at myself. I went to school a bunch of different times. I got my bachelor's degree, master's, whatever. My first degree was in English. Huh? Why? Because I like to read? No. But I know that now. But, those are some of that is like... some of that is like you go to college because that's what your parents, when you're people of color, people of color, it's like you go to school,
get your education.
But now our children know better.
Yeah,
people are better informed. Yeah. But the scam is
boom. Go ahead and preach it.
That there are a lot of people that are going to school to just go to school, to say that they've gone to school to then potentially make more money, when in fact they're walking away with a lot of different debt. And that we could unpack that because I have so many ways that you can like kind of maneuver around.
And a degree that might be annoquated. Right. Remember coding 5 years ago?
But they'll still advertise.
Remember coding that they were pushing?
Yes, I had a job doing billing and coding and whatever.
No, I mean coding. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore.
Right.
Like coding doesn't even matter. They're like, yo, bro, it's too late. And it was the big push with STEM and STEAM and grant money that was, right. But they're talking about, bro, with AI here, that coding thing is.
We don't need it.
In 2 years, peace out. We won't
need it.
So what we're saying is, we're all for education. We tell our kids, we want you to get educated, learn something so you can move into the marketplace as an entrepreneur or working with someone to eventually become a partner or start your own.
And start with something you love. Like, what is it that you love? What is it that you really want to delve into?
What I'm saying is, it doesn't necessarily have to be at these schools, at these universities, living in the dorms, drinking, smoking, partying. I get it. It's a social thing. I totally understand. Development. Development is the main thing. But to walk away from an institution, I'm looking at this, university education,
120 to
the
200.
average cost of the 4-year university degree in the United States can range from $120,000 to $250,000, including tuition, fees, and living expenses. Public in-state schools are typically less expensive, averaging around $120,000, while private universities can exceed $250K.
Yes.
All right? Look, man, I get it. If you need to go to school, go to school. All right? But there's something else. But if you don't, learn a trade. Learn something that can make you generate you some revenue.
Until
Don't
you
just
figure out
until you figure out what you're going to do. Because maybe you might not opt for a college, university, and you're doing something else and realize, oh, to move up, I've got to go learn something in a university and school. It happens all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why, trade schools are bigger now and junior colleges are now expanding because people are recognizing that it costs too much. The jig is up because they've been scared. It's a racket.
Right. So many things that were once stigmatized as like, you're not smart. Because that was the messaging, I think, that most people were getting, like, what? Go to a trade school? Why would I go to a trade school? It was like, well, because I don't want to go to college. Well, you're not going to college because you're not smart.
Right.
Because you're not academically inclined.
As
because
if
you're
plumbers
just not,
don't make $150 a year.
Right. You're not disciplined. You're not whatever. But all of those things were like stigmatized. It was really interesting because I want to say it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, listening to Dave Ramsey, and he's all about money and this and that, and he's like, no, you don't send your kids to college as some social experiment.
Right.
They can learn life the same way doing certain things, but you don't put yourself in debt unnecessarily. And I mean, I'm pretty sure his children went to college. But I believe one of them didn't go on a specific track and whatnot. And so he has some ideas and thoughts of like how to go about that. There's so many families are like, we're going into debt or we're going broke, signing off on these loans. And then we're handing off this hefty load to our children.
That is no way to start life,
This doesn't feel
man.
good. None of this feels good.
Yep.
And so anyway, just thinking about education in particular and understanding if you know where it is that you want to go, you know what you want to do, and you can see the trajectory of said like path, then go for it. Go for it.
Take out the loans if you need to. Go for it.
Yes.
If it makes sense. If it doesn't, knock it off. And I'll finish on this. I've told you this 1,000 times. I don't know what year or around what time period it happened, but there was a conflation of education and school. And what they did was they made it all one thing. Where school became education and education became school, as if you cannot be educated without going to school. We all know that's not the truth.
No.
There are plumbers, there's other people out there, there's entrepreneurs out there that you can't pick up what you need to learn. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a few accounting classes that don't need to cost $150,000. Sometimes you just need a few, courses and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you just need to find a firm that will take you or a job that will take you, and you move up the ranks. And then eventually they say, hey, man, we love you. You've been here for 15 years and you're making blah, blah, blah. We're going to pay for you to go back to school, right? We're going to pay for you to go back to school just so you can meet our requirements, our requisites, so we can move you into this senior position at said company, blah, blah, blah. But this idea and it feels scammy. Once again, a product or service with nothing coming back.
I got my master's. I got my master's degree in that. It was my master's and it was a credential all in one, right? And that was when I got my gen ed credential. Yeah. For English. So I finally used my whatever, right? But I had to go back to school to do it. There's that. So anyway, so I get that.
It's hitting kind of close to home.
Sorry, because
Sorry, y'all. This is real talk, man.
So I go in and I'm like, oh wait, I thought this was a year program, and they're like, well, typical programs that get you certified are 2-year programs. So we're an accelerated program. And so I was like, okay, so that's 8 months. Well, if it's an 8-month program, because of the way that the calendar went, it was 8 months. I'm like, well, why is it then that I'm paying for 16 months? So what they did was over the summer, they bulked classes so that they ran 4 weeks so that they could bulk up and get the 2 years like truncated into one. And so that's how I ended up with the student loans that I ended up with. And they were very much close to $100,000. But it was for 1 year. But because the program is supposed to be a 2-year program, that's what they charged.
What that sounds like to me is a company that was brilliant enough to put a program together to generate a certain amount of money in a shorter span of time.
And it was specific to adults looking to change paths. So it was like, oh, you want a career change? Not necessarily a career. It was like people with degrees who were looking to go into education. And so they would do that. And you'll do all of this and you'll do it in 1 year. It's amazing. Like, you'll get it done. Yeah, but that bill is not 1 year.
Right.
$35,000, I want to say it was, about each semester, but the semesters were broken up into weeks of 4, like 4 or 5 weeks. So that's how they made it work. And I'm like, if I had known that then, because they never communicated it that way.
Why would they?
Right. So anyway, so I'm just saying that to say, I mean, I put it to good use. Thank you so much. I am appreciative because, yes, it did give me a whole bunch of things. But in hindsight, yeah,
right.
No.
If you need, we'll say it again, we are not anti-school,
Absolutely
university,
not.
And definitely not college, anti-college. But do not conflate education with learning. You can learn other places as well. But if you need to go to university and you can afford to go to university and it makes sense, financially rather, do it. If you don't take on that. That's how this works.
Or take your time. Community college, get your gen eds done.
Yeah.
There's other ways. There's
other
just other ways to go about it. So
if you and if you take on a trade that you can somehow get your foot in the door with nepotism or somebody, a friend of a family, apprenticeship, find ways to do that, man. It's just cheaper.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes.
Moving on. I'm looking at the time here. We got to choose one or the other.
That's fine.
Or we can kind of run through two real quick.
Do one.
Let's do one. Well, we're going to insurance. We walked in with insurance. Let's walk back out. Let's exit with insurance because I talked about
the car.
The car. Well, there's more than just car insurance out there. Duh, we're
Life,
adults.
Auto.
Hey, go get them off.
Renters.
Hey. Health.
Health. Health insurance.
Yep. Any type of insurance you can name. Pet insurance. It's all there. In insurance, let's define it. Insurance is there are companies that generate money by putting out policies, right? By giving you a policy. You pay monthly on said policy. The monthly payment that you pay for your policy renders a big net amount. Not what you put in a subtotal. You get what you pay. You're paying for a policy that will put out X amount of dollars.
Whatever you establish.
In the event that blah happens or this happens or you need to blah.
You're anticipating.
Right. Now, on a higher level, you got life insurance that I'm learning now that you can use to do other things. You know what I mean? I heard, some of the big families of the Rothschilds and the blah, blah, blah. We're not talking about that. Okay. We're just talking about humans that live in a regular world, and they have to provide car insurance, as my wife said, right? Look, I just had a car accident, okay? I know it's not the same in every state, but I just had a car accident. Totally not my fault. Once again, totally not my fault. It was the other driver's fault, right? The insurance said it was the other driver's fault, but there were 3 of us involved.
You were literally a bystander.
Literally a bystander, just taking a left. They hit it, pow, they have an accident, and I'm like, oh no, he about to hit me. I can't swerve, I can't do nothing.
He ricocheted off the other car.
Ricocheted off one car, hit, bow, ended up on the sidewalk, knocked the sign down, and stopped right just short of knocking a tree, which would have probably taken a life. Thank God he's still here. But either way, he's now responsible for our vehicles. All right. Now, he tore hers up. You know what I mean? Her whole front was off. You know what I mean? Tires, It was a mess. For me, my back passenger side, it took the whole back side off. and it was considered totaled, right? They totaled it out. Well, we then find out that his policy had a limit,
Yes.
right? A limit. Before you go off on me, I am completely aware that if someone's in traffic or in a whatever it is, and one car leads to 3, 4, 5, 6 car pileup, that one guy, that his policy is probably not going to cover all 6. I'm not crazy, but I do realize that it ain't the people's fault who have been hit. Well, what do? Right? All you can do is bill whoever the person's responsible for the hitting. You know what I mean? You have to bill them and they take care of blah, blah, blah when the insurance decides how much. First of all, I don't like that. Why do you get to control how much damage has been done to my car? Now, I get it. There's a science to it. But generally speaking, do they give you all of that money? No. Which means that you got to come out of your pocket just for driving the car. Well, that's where we are right now. They're telling us that there's a limit to the policy. So whenever the person who's got hit first, whenever they finish fixing their car, I probably get whatever's left. Well, here's the deal. What happens in the event that my car needs
repairs?
$10,000 worth of repairs and there's only $5,000 left? Who takes care of the other $5,000?
You.
Me. Well,
or the insurance. You put in a claim with your insurance company.
Right.
And then you watch your insurance go up after.
What happens?
Your
monthly
policy, your premium's going to go up.
Sounds fair, right? That's fair, right? No, that sounds scammy. That sounds like an insurance company taking money from millions of people monthly and then putting out the amount of money that they want to put out. By definition, that's a scam. Hey, bro, knock it off. This is like, what are we supposed to do about this?
Right.
Nothing.
No.
Jim Carrey said it in Liar Liar, bend over and take it up, right? Just take it. And we go up, and this is regular. This is life. Mm-hmm. Health insurance, education, because you got to go to school, because that's what they say. You got to go to school, and you know what I mean? You got to pay your taxes. So people are walking around with this stuff on their mind and going to work and dealing with these things while having families and trying to, do all just trying to live the American dream. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is, hey, Steve, you're just complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out the fact that being an adult feels like a big racket, like a big scam. You know what I mean? And if I'm lying, I'm flying. I know I ain't the only one out there dealing with this stuff, but this is incredibly crooked and inequitable for the humans that are out here paying monthly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes paying for stuff. There's sometimes people be having paid insurance on cars that they don't even have. You know what I mean?
Right. I was going to say that. And that's why, because cars are depreciating.
The moment you drive it off the lot.
So we know that, right? So that's not considered an asset. And so that is why when we think about insurance, we think about all that. Again, just thinking about, I don't want to take out a loan for a car. I don't want to be paying something every month and then have something like this happen, because we live in a big city. We're more liable to have experiences like this. We've been blessed that we really haven't had to have that type of experience. But this has been very real for us. And then having to weigh those pros and cons and determine, okay, so do I get the insurance that covers everything on my paid off car? Or do I go with whatever the minimal amount is, so that I'm not putting someone else in a predicament if I hit them? And also thinking about what would happen if I need to buy a new car,
right?
Because that's was one of the things that we had to think about. Okay, well, so should we just go out and buy a new car? Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do.
Right.
But I still am wavering on whether or not it makes more sense to buy more insurance or up our rates and our limits, so that then we're
covered in the event that we hit someone.
Because what we're doing is, because what it sounds like is are we reacting or are we responding? And I thought we were responding, but now it feels like we're reacting. And a lot of this is really off the mere, the truth that insurance, taxes, education doesn't feel like it really is for our assurance. So
you said that so well.
Yeah.
You said that so well.
Thanks. But
so please, guys, please understand, we're not just here to complain and cause ruckus. But I'm telling you, I remember being 13, 14, 15, 16 and saying to myself, I can't wait till I'm grown so I can get out of my house, out this house and do what I want to do. Only to realize now at 45 years old, what I wanted to do was just kind of go out a little longer than I wanted to go out, have a little fun and come back without you telling me what time I got to be back. Nowhere in that thought process was I thinking about taxes, the amount of money
Student
paid
loans.
student loans, and I had a partial scholarship playing ball. I had a partial scholarship, right? And my loan is paid off, thank God. But that's because I had a partial scholarship, right? And I had the means to pay it off, thank God, right? But nowhere in the world did I think that I would be getting taken advantage of in so many different capacities, in so many ways. It's almost like, man, maybe they should have more colleges on how to start your own college. Maybe they should have more majors on the major. What's your major? Insurance, right? What's your major? Taxes. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the move. You know what I mean? Because it feels so predatory. It feels so inequitable. It feels so wrong. As my wife said, like, yo, where's our assurance at? We just wanted to be adults. And then they wonder why somebody can skip somebody in line, or somebody can take a break in that line they've been waiting for 15, 20 minutes, how they lose their mind. People think that people just lose their mind for no reason. Nah. It'd be stuff like this. Getting up in the morning, going to a job that's not even going to pay for what you owe. Right? Being told to just go to school, it'll work out. But I went to school and I owe $85,000 and I make $60,000. That's upside down. That math ain't mathing.
Right.
So go be a lawyer or a doctor. Well, now that's so competitive, right? Not everybody gets their own practice. I think some of these public defenders, I've seen them, they look broke to me.
So what does this do for marriage?
Woo. For marriage, wow. What I hear in this is that I have a partner, someone to share in this pain, someone to share in this endeavor, someone to bounce some ideas off of, someone to attack this world that is so inequitable and so predatory. Just imagine what it's like for the people who don't have a significant other, right? So I'm just grateful that I got someone that I can bounce this stuff off of. But I bet you talking about taxes, you talking about all this stuff really comes down to money. So let's back it all the way up to one of our older pods. What's one of the major contributors to divorce? Finances. And it ain't just people going shopping and going out to eat.
No.
It's right here, bro.
Right. Yeah.
It's right here, man.
I mean, my first thought when asking you that question, like, what does that say for marriage? My first thought is like, well, just call me Rochelle. I'm so glad my husband got 3 or 4 jobs.
That's Everybody Hates Chris reference, y'all. Everybody Hates Chris. It's one of my favorites.
But I mean, and I'm saying that jokingly.
And it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always like this.
No,
and we busted. We
busted our behind.
I'm paying the price for this. Literally paying the price.
Right. And that's how things have gotten. So that's how things have gotten smoother, easier to manage. But the truth is, here we're in a good predicament. But we're still like, wait a minute, this is a scam. This don't feel right. This doesn't feel good.
I made all of this money to give it to you. That's what we did.
I was trying to put that aside.
Right, man. Listen. So I know there's not too many youngins watching us, but if you watching us, I swear before the Lord, man, hear me and hear me clearly. You just want to go be grown. Let's define being grown. You just want to go out with your friends a little longer without someone telling you what time to come home. You just want to go out without the consequences of anything. I get it. All right? You're not thinking about what grown really means. Paying taxes, trying to find a home in a market nowhere in this country that makes sense for anyone. For anyone.
We didn't even talk about
working
housing.
Class. We didn't talk about housing. All right. You finally get your act together to go to school, and you can't wait to get there and pledge. fraternities, sororities, and next thing you know, you walk out of there, if your parents ain't got it, like many parents don't. Not many parents have 150 just floating around, right? That means you got to take out some loans. Right? But it also means that you're looking for a job that might that might yield year one, maybe 65, 70. But remember, you owe $150. That's upside down.
Right.
So you're trying to find housing that you can't afford, right? Trying to find housing that you can't afford. But then to get to work, you got to get yourself a vehicle. And that vehicle requires insurance, right? And of course, at the job that you have, they have health insurance. So they taking their money, FICA taking their money, you know what I mean? State, federal, and whatever else they come up with. Social Security, right? All that stuff is real. So while you're thinking about being grown, just recognize that being grown comes with the biggest responsibilities. And yes, we're all united in the scam, right? One nation under the scam.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yep.
It is what it is, man.
Be
Sorry.
like Peter Pan.
Right.
Never grow up.
Never grow up. Stay home as long as your parents stay
and
home.
off the grid. Kidding.
Yep.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Woo.
But yeah.
You got anything else, ma'am?
I don't. This was a vent session a little bit.
Yeah, but it's real.
It is.
Get your hand out of my pocket. I'm out here working hard. I'm legit. I do. I'll leave it alone.
Yes.
But I understand organized crime. It
Oh my
makes sense.
gosh. Okay.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I get it.
What did Perk say the other day on
Oh, Big Perk?
talking about Kawhi Leonard and his
Look, he was basically saying
so many side deals happening.
He ain't the only one. And
I'm not telling
crazy.
you anything illegal. I'm just saying get smart.
Yeah. I want to sound off on that too. I don't know what time we'll put this out, but I'll probably say it. It probably won't be relevant.
Okay.
But just like my wife said, I get it. This Kawhi Leonard and Clippers thing is crazy. And I just did it myself with a microphone with only 200 people that follow, blah, blah, blah. But either way, I want to hear Steve Ballmer and the Clippers name more, not just Kawhi's.
Yep.
Knock it off.
Oh, yeah.
Knock it off.
Oh, yeah.
Knock it off. It's not just Kawhi dealing with this stuff.
He didn't do this by himself.
He ain't do this by himself. Matter of fact, if we know the Kawhi that we know, he just signed it.
Oh, not
right?
ignorant Kawhi.
Not ignorant. I'm just saying he don't say much. He don't, you know what I mean? Just I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Who turned down $28 million? You? You turned down $28 million to do nothing?
You're not getting me on record saying anything.
I'll go on record and say it. You're offering me $28 million and I'm not gonna go to prison for taking it? Sign me up.
Oh, Jesus.
There it is. Hey, thank you guys again for tuning in. You know what I mean? This is my co-host Elizabeth, and I am Steve, and this is Marriage for Grown Folks. Stay a kid forever.
Forever.
We out.